So we have a couple new really awesome CJRB models. Now they do have a sale going on from now until December that's up to 30% off on everything except for new arrivals. So definitely check out the link below. You can get some of these really awesome models because literally they come out with new models like constantly. So, you know, it's pretty much new models. Some of the stuff you'd be checking out. It's just not the stuff from like this month or, you know, the very recent. Anyways, this is the new CJRB FRAK. And it comes in a budget version. So we have, I think this one's like 60 bucks, something like that. And then this one's 199 or 200. This one is S90V with titanium frag. However, you can get the frag on the steel one too. They have this in black. They got it in frag. I think the black looks really sweet. I don't know why, man. To me, it looks really cool. I'm not always into coated blades and handles, but sometimes they pop. And I gotta say, I even like the blacked out one more than this one. But that's awesome that they do a steel frag one, right? Now, this one's S90V, titanium mill pocket clip, and you can see it is reversible, and it's got an inset right there. Now the budget one just has their regular budget clip, but the budget clip works great. This is a great clip. ARRPM9 steel on this gorgeous blade. Look at this blade, man. Isn't that gorgeous? That is a damn good looking blade. That's a blade that just looks like it wants to cut something. And you know, with the ergonomics, very, very comfortable. I'm going to compare these to some of the other models too, because they have some models that, I mean, well, you know what, let's just pull them up right now really quick before we finish these really quick, because these things are really awesome. But here's the large PYRITE. So this one does come in different versions as well, but you can see it's about the size of the large PYRITE, maybe a smidgen longer. Here's the regular PYRITE. The small one, or not the small, not anymore, not the small, it's the regular one. And then here's the regular one with a hole in it. They have so many different versions of this model, you know, from thumb studs to holes, different handle materials, inlays, no inlays. Then here is, or was, my favorite CJRB. You know, it's hard to say favorite, you know, when CJRB has so many fantastic knives, but I feel like this one was my favorite between the PYRITE and, you know, this is the EKKO, this is the PYRITE. For some reason, I liked this one a little bit more. Now, that doesn't mean the PYRITE is a slouch. I freaking love the PYRITE, but this one just filled out my hand just a little bit more and had the second deployment with the front flipper. So, you know, it kind of reminds me of a large, stretched out version of the EKKO in some ways. But yeah, look at this blade shape. And this one has a satin finish. This one does get a little bit more fingerprinty. But man, you can see that blade, man. Look at that. That is just so gorgeous. It just looks like it wants to do a utility cut. You can get up nice and tight to the edge. This is very slim, by the way. Not too slim. It's literally like the perfect amount of slim to where you can squeeze it as hard as you want and it's not going to hurt your hand. But, you know, it's also thin enough to where like you feel it. It's slim. But anyways, so back here, you know, you can slice really good. If you want to block the choil, you can. Pinch grips are going to be great. It's a fantastic size. I love this size knife because this is a real large knife. Some people would even say XL, but personally, man, this is like right up my alley. This is a fantastic size. Now the action, yeah, the action's great. Now I will say, the budget one is much heavier than this one. So that's one thing you feel in the action right away. Hands down, that's the first thing I noticed grabbing these. This one's quite a bit heavier. So the detent feels a bit stronger, even though it's probably not. They're both rock solid. They do a really good job. So far, I've only had one lemon from CJRB as far as their button locks, only one. And if you're wondering which one was the lemon, it was the cord. It was the micarta scaled cord. That was the one I had problems with. It was a button lock and it had really bad detent lash, and when it was locked open it had a lot of play up and down. These are rock solid, man. Crazy how solid these are. Wow. But this one, because of the weight difference, the action feels different. I gotta say, yeah, it feels slightly better. That doesn't mean like if this isn't your budget, you know, totally get this one. This one's badass. But, you know, yeah, I do feel that. The action's really good though. You have a great thumb hole deployment because it's such a big, you know, hole or big area. You can reverse flick off of it. You can get the bottom of the hole or the top of the hole. Both of them work good. The button, you know, is countersunk, but you see how it does sit up a little bit proud. It is very, very smooth when you hit that button though, man. This thing is a guillotine, like frictionless. It's almost, like it almost feels almost too smooth, if that's a thing. But yeah, it even feels a little bit slimmer than this one. I sat here and measured it and everything. It's not. This is actually, at least side by side, it's the same thickness. I mean, maybe there's a tiny, tiny bit of measurement difference, but this feels thicker than this one. I know it's just the weight, but it's weird how weight can really change, you know, the feeling of the knife. But we all know that. Anybody who's changed their scales on, you know, any models that they have, you know, they know how that is. Anyways, so as far as the weight goes, they both do have heavy milling on the inside. They're both heavily milled out, and even though the steel one is quite a bit more heavy, you know, it has tons of milling on it. And, you know, it's just because, you know, steel, stainless steel, that's what this handle is much heavier than titanium. So, you know, that is one of the benefits of titanium is that it is lighter. It's corrosion resistance. It's non-magnetic, pound for pound, just as strong and sometimes stronger, just depends. But anyways, as far as negatives go, you know, there's really, I've been sitting here trying to think of it, you know, I can feel little differences between the two, but, you know, I wouldn't call anything a negative, really. You know, there's no detent lash. The lockup's rock solid, like insanely solid. You know, the ergonomics are great. The geometry is really nice. You know, it's got a nice thin blade, you know, a relatively thin blade. Nice thin geometry, beautiful sharpening tool and plunge grind. I can't come up with anything, guys. I really can't. The only thing I can maybe say is that the clip could be inset. That's one thing. Yeah, the clip could be inset. It looks like T8 hardware. Let me just double check. Yeah, T8 hardware, so I can't bitch about that. So yeah, inset clip. This one already does have an inset clip. So yeah, that's about it. You know, anything else would just be like preferences, and you know, and I don't even think I have anything from that. I'm digging it. I'm absolutely digging it. I think that this one's definitely a really good one, and in my opinion, it's kind of like I said, it's like a balance between the EKKO, XL version of the EKKO and the PYRITE. Actually, this PYRITE, sorry. It's like an XL version of this. There we go. That's basically what it is. It's like an XL version of the PYRITE with the whole, like I said, man, I'm digging it. Like I said, the sale, 30% off. Don't miss that, especially if there's been some models like some of the ones I showed you over here that you've been wanting to get. Definitely check that link out because, you know, heck, that's a huge savings right there. Work hard, stay tough. Until next time, peace.